Since it's an online class, you're obviously not going to be turning in this rubric that I would use then to grade your paper, but I am going to be using this rubric. This is what I'm going to be looking at while I am grading the papers for this class. So, notice the chart below reflects my evaluation of your essay as excellent, good, satisfactory, or unsatisfactory on each criterion. Essays that satisfy the criteria earn a C. To earn a B, the essay must score overall a good. You must go beyond fulfilling the criteria. To earn an A, the essay must be rated excellent in most of the criteria. So maybe not every one, but overall, it is a very, very strong essay. So before you turn yours in, just think if you have these things. So in your introduction, you should identify an appropriate topic, spark the reader's interest in this topic, and then identify the primary author or authors and text or text to be discussed. So if you've chosen one short story, you tell the title and the author. If you are writing about more than one, be sure to tell both titles, both authors. Sufficient background is given to put the topic in context. Right? So you're telling enough so that the reader can understand what it is that you're going to be talking about in this paper. Then look at the thesis. So the introduction should end with a thesis statement that is arguable, specific, and significant. That's so what or who cares. Previews the main points in the body paragraphs. So this is what the contract between you and the reader, what they're going to be looking for in the order that you tell them that you're going to be writing about it. Then you want to have strong support. So reasons support thesis effectively. Students' thinking shows deep as opposed to superficial engagement with the primary texts and sources. Student provides sufficient evidence from at least one primary source and 4 credible secondary sources. The length requirement is met. So the paper cannot receive a passing grade if 4 credible secondary sources are not used or the length requirement of 4 full pages is not met. It's obviously very important. The conclusion provides a thoughtful and effective ending to the essay. Notice it's worth 10 points, right? It's not one sentence. You have to elaborate, explain, in your concluding thoughts, why this is important, right? Why your argument is important. What should readers take away from this research paper? Then the MLA format, citation, very, very important in your paper. So the paper is formatted correctly. The author introduces quotations properly. Remember, that's so important. Do not begin a sentence with a quote. You always want to introduce that quote. And then after the quote, after you cite it, you want to explain why that is significant. We call this a quote sandwich. The student cites sources correctly, direct quotes, but also summaries and paraphrases as well, using MLA style. And here I'm talking about MLA 8th edition. There are earlier editions, and it will be wrong if you go back to an earlier edition. And this is true for both in text and on the works cited page. The structure, looking for an essay that's coherent, well organized, and derives from the thesis. Good transitions, whether it's from sentence to sentence or whether it's from paragraph to paragraph. Okay? And the strong, of course, topic sentences make ideas flow smoothly. Then, thinking about the clarity, style and voice are lively and engaging. The essay contains very few errors in spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Present tense is used when discussing events in a work of literature. Then, the title catches the reader's interest, indicates topic of argument. And then finally, the writing process. I consider that the student turn in all of the process work on time as instructed. This is kind of an overall thing that I think about, but other than that, it has the number of points that each criterion is worth.